Today I'm going to take you through the virtual learning environment that I've created on QUT Blackboard for ELP, English Language Programs, at QUT International College in Brisbane, at the Kelvin Grove campus of QUT. So the QUT virtual learning environment is also the LMS, so QUT Blackboard, so they have the same name. Um, Within the Blackboard Learning Management System, we have been able to create several communities for English language program students and units for our students transitioning through English for Academic Purposes courses into faculty and into diploma and foundation courses run at the college. Um, Our students are fully integrated into the university and therefore make access of all of the regular VLE of the university, of the faculty students in faculty, and staff also have access at the college to all of the regular university VLE. So it's an integrated pathway, and the idea of this VLE is to acculturate our pathway students, starting at the lowest level in general English right through to the highest level of EAP Advanced, so that they will have a working knowledge and familiarity with the Blackboard Learning Management System and the VLE that they will need to engage with in the QUT faculties. So a couple of communities, these are not aligned to semesters, whereas the units are aligned to semesters. So the students who are enrolled in this teaching period for this semester are the only students enrolled in these unit sites. However, we can enroll any of our students in these communities, and it is not dependent on the semester. We do this because General English is a 5-week session, whereas EAP courses are more of a semester-long session. So we wanted to replicate the faculty semesters as closely as possible. So if we have a look at the General English, we have divided, just go to the student view, course materials into the two face-to-face computer hours, computer-assisted language learning. Every student has an hour with a teacher once a week in a computer lab. These materials have been developed for face-to-face computer-assisted language learning, reading, writing, listening skills, grammar and vocabulary. We also have a face-to-face language laboratory hour where we use the SANS Sony Virtuoso suite of software in conjunction with QUT Blackboard for static and interactive resources to be used in conjunction with the Sony Soloist software. So in a call lesson, a typical lesson would last 40 to 50 minutes. We've divided all of the lessons into the different proficiency levels: elementary, pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate, and again we have 5-week sessions, so students progress from one 5-week session to the next. So some typical interactive activities to be done in the call lesson are things such as basic skills in listening comprehension, giving your name and address. This is an activity made with a Xerti program, an open source software created by the University of Nottingham in the United Kingdom. And it enables you to embed video. This one has been taken from under the Part 5A Copyright Act, has been taken from the English Study English website, Australia Network website. We team those up with games, Hangman for example, Second video, matching. So matching students to what they said to their address. So some nice drag and drop type activities with feedback if students get the wrong answer. So for example, put in the wrong answer and then Crescent Street abbreviations. So that kind of interactivity. In terms of vocabulary, abbreviations for streets and crescents and courts, etc., that the students refer to. Nice drag and drop matching for those with feedback. Full video at the end and the transcript. So some quite nice interactivity as well as a scaffolded listening comprehension practice and the ability to break up the listening into different sections for low-level learners. We've used a lot of the Xerti program for that. Another program we've used quite extensively, and I've led the development of this, is quite an old program, the Hot Potatoes Suite, but I edit the HTML to give it more interactivity. So for example, glosses can be built in post authoring by hacking the HTML code to give a gloss. So it's a standard HTML hot potatoes type activity. We have started to put in a lot of QR codes into our vocabulary and grammar learning, so that students, if they are doing a particular grammar lesson or vocabulary lesson either in their call hour, we also have a separate 2-hour independent learning session, so students can actually scan the vocabulary activity QR code and take that away on their phone or mobile device. So we've exploited quite heavily the Quizlet open source software, which is quite easy to author and also to integrate into Blackboard. And it is mobile enabled as well. And games, quite gamified. Again, students can do these anytime, can take them away from from the site. These are also used in class. There's tests, whole class activities, spellers, etc. So we've incorporated the Quizlet program quite extensively throughout both General English and EAP. Another site that we've set up is the individual learning site. This one is for students to come to when they are in the Independent Learning Centre. So it's guided individual learning within the Independent Learning Centre. Now this one is not teacher directed. Students are free to choose the activities they would like to do. A lot of these are actually links to web-based activities as well. However, there are others that we have created at the college. For example, a listening where we interviewed students on their learning strategies. So we wanted to affect a kind of peer-to-peer learning of strategies using students' own strategies, more advanced students that had completed their program at the college, and we've teamed those up with quizzes and post-listening activities using the Xerti program again. So that's something that we've developed for independent learning. We've also integrated with publishers, we've integrated their materials through various site licenses. So this one, Issues in Society, we've been able to integrate their materials into our Blackboard. Um, Students can download and take these away or use them within the centre. So that's been a great addition. Moving on to the unit sites, I'll just go to an old unit. The biggest EAP program we run is EAP for direct entry into faculty. That is an IELTS 6.5 outcome or 65% direct entry program. That is a much more lockstep program with a specific call hour that has been developed from the course curriculum, as have the general English materials, but these are lessons that students must do in their weekly hour to complete the course. So we've developed a lot of lessons around vocabulary, listening, writing, how to write an introduction, for example. This kind of exercise I've created using Adobe Captivate. It integrates quite nicely with Blackboard, and also will it can be it enables HTML5 publishing for mobile devices, and gives you quite modern looking interactivity for the learner. So this kind of activity where students need to sequence introductions to follow the structure of an introduction. The activity also has a review section, so students can actually see which answers were correct and which ones were not correct. So that's given us a lot of power over our core activities. Also, we've been able to, within our EAP program, create a lot of the Quizlet activities for the academic word list that students study throughout the course. Also, practice listening tests. A lot of this has been made simply with Adobe Pro. So we've been able to break those into sections, and students can actually fill in the practice tests online and download them, save them, take them away. As long as they have an Adobe Reader on their PC at home, they're able to do the practice listenings and write in the answers, save it and compare it to their model answers. The model